Okay, chapter 11, endocrine system, last chapter for the semester. Endocrine system follows the nervous system or our special senses because they work together, they go together. The job of your endocrine system is to maintain homeostasis. Endocrine system, I automatically think hormones, secretion of hormones. That's how your body regulates a lot of different things, from your insulin levels and diabetes to surges in hormones at growth, during your growth period, and things like that. So the endocrine system itself is made up of cells, tissues, and organs that secrete hormones into bodily fluids. Some go through ducts, some go directly into the fluids, and we'll talk about that. Hormones diffuse into the bloodstream, and they act on target cells. So your hormone might be secreted in your pituitary gland, which is in your brain, but the target cell might be your ovaries or somewhere like that. So the target cell is where those hormones actually end up and do their work. So the two types of glands, exocrine, they secrete into a duct. So they're going to pass through a ductwork before they enter your bloodstream. Endocrine secrete products directly into bodily fluids, and there again, they're going to affect a target area. Other types of cell secretions that are probably not as common as these two, paracrines, they are going to affect a cell that's right beside it. So if the hormone is released, it goes a very short distance. And then autocrine means that it's going to affect itself. So the cell that produces it, that hormone stays in the cell and typically just affects itself. So those are your types, your main types of endocrine. Similarities and differences. Nervous system communicates through nerves. Endocrine system is going to communicate like your nervous system. However, it uses chemicals. So your hormones are some type of chemical compound that are being sent throughout your body. So these glands, endocrine glands, and their hormones are very important for metabolic processes. Hypothyroidism, hyperthyroidism, that will affect your body's metabolism, fairly common disorders. So metabolic processes in cells and the entire body. Your endocrine system is very precise. So those target cells are specific. They only affect certain areas. So if your body releases insulin, its target is, sugar cells. It helps with sugar, breaking down sugar. So very specific places that these hormones go to. So little table that just compares and contrasts the nervous system and endocrine system. This is in your book. A lot of things are similar. Nervous system might take seconds. Endocrine might also take seconds, or it might take hours. So that would be something that is similar and different. Neurotransmitters are what travel or send the signal. Hormones are what send the signal in the endocrine system. So there's a table that kind of puts things together. Here's a diagram that kind of shows the differences. So if I have a neuron, my nerve cell, a neurotransmitter is sent. It sends a message. It sends the message to the cell. The cell picks up the information. Oh, this is hot. Pull my hand away. That's how this works. In the endocrine system, these cells are going to release hormones, and these hormones are carried through your bloodstream. So a lot of these hormones can be picked up in a blood test. So if you go to the clinic for blood work for anything, they can test a lot of these hormone levels. And then they are going to go to target cells, and they are going to affect specifically these target cells, and they're not going to affect the other cells that are around it. Endocrine glands. Picture diagram, you'll need to know where these glands are at. Pituitary, thyroid, parathyroid, adrenal, pancreas, pineal, reproductive glands, thymus, and a few other tissues. You are responsible for knowing these glands and where they are located. So this diagram you should know. The hypothalamus itself is part of the brain. But the pituitary gland, tiny little gland, one of the smaller endocrine glands, often called the master gland, very important, secretes many different hormones. So pituitary and pineal gland are located in your brain. Thyroid and parathyroid are in your neck area. Thymus is in the chest area. Adrenal glands sit on top of your kidneys. Pancreas, considered part of your endocrine system, also considered part of your digestive system. And then ovaries and testes, considered part of the endocrine system, also considered part of your reproductive system. So there are a couple of glands that can transfer from one type of system to another body system. And I'll stop there for a moment.